Welcome to Pop Flashback. I'm Rick Smalls.
And I'm Tina Boucher.
Today, we're taking a look at someone truly iconic, James Garner.
Oh, absolutely. An amazing career, but also a really interesting life story leading up to it.
Definitely. Born in Norman, Oklahoma. James got Bumgarner, actually.
Right. And, well, things weren't exactly easy for him growing up, were they?
No, not at all. Sounds like he had a pretty rough time, especially with his stepmother. He left home when he was only, 14?
Yeah, just 14. Bounced around a bit. Merchant Marine, odd jobs.
Then the Korean War. And he didn't just serve, he was decorated.
That's right. First draftee from Oklahoma, apparently. Got wounded twice.
2 Purple Hearts. Well, they said something about him even before Hollywood.
It really does. Grit, you know? And then he ends up in Los Angeles after the war.
And acting wasn't the immediate plan, was it? I read he sort of stumbled into it through a friend.
Yeah, a friend got him a non-speaking part in a Broadway play, The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. He always said he learned acting just by watching Henry Fonda on stage every night.
That's a pretty good teacher to have.
Not bad at all. But even then, he dealt with stuff. Stage fright, apparently.
Really? For someone who seemed so natural and at ease on screen later.
Yeah, and he also spoke about dealing with depression at times throughout his life. It wasn't all smooth sailing.
Makes him feel more, human, relatable, not just this smooth Hollywood star.
Exactly. It adds another layer to the performances, I think, knowing what he overcame.
Okay, let's take a quick break here.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back to talk more about James Garner's career after this. Hangry.
Totally. And we're looking at their online shop today, and it's pretty wild. Got like everything you could think of, from t-shirts and sweatshirts to candles and stickers, and they've got all this stuff with this really fun food themed kind of spin on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they've taken what's a pretty negative emotion and spun it to be something.
To be something good.
Yeah, like something relatable and fun.
And we're back talking about James Garner.
So after getting into acting, he eventually lands the role that, really made him a star. Bret Maverick.
Maverick. Such a great show. He had that perfect blend of charm and roguishness.
He really did. But, that relationship with the studio wasn't always smooth.
Right, the famous contract dispute during the 1960 writer's strike. That really stands out.
It does. He was under contract, but they weren't paying him much, relatively speaking, for a star.
And when the strike hit, they used it as an excuse to suspend him without pay. Right. Citing lack of scripts.
Exactly. But Garner argued, quite reasonably, that they could have used him for other things, public appearances, maybe other projects. He felt they were just, using the strike.
He saw it as a breach of contract. And he didn't just complain.
No, he sued them, which was a pretty gutsy move for an actor against a major studio back then.
A very gutsy move. And he won.
He did. And what's fascinating is what happened next. His lawyer asked if he wanted a new deal, more money, or just to leave.
And he chose to leave Maverick. Walked away from a hit show.
Said he wanted to be in control, own his successes and his failures. That takes nerve.
It really speaks volumes about his principles, doesn't it? That sense of fairness and wanting control over his own destiny.
Absolutely. It showed he wasn't just an actor for hire. He understood the business and his own value within it.
So after Maverick, he didn't just stick to one thing, did he? He did movies, other TV shows. A real variety.
A huge variety. Westerns, comedies, dramas, thrillers. And he wasn't afraid to admit when he thought something didn't quite work.
Oh, yeah. He was famously candid about films he didn't like. Didn't he call A Man Called Sledge something else entirely?
Chuckles slightly, yeah. A Man Called Sludge, apparently. And he wasn't keen on Sunset either. It's kind of refreshing, that honesty.
It is. But there were projects he clearly loved, like Nichols.
Oh, Nichols, yeah. That seemed like a real passion project for him, a sort of unconventional Western, him playing a sheriff on a motorcycle in the early 20th century.
Named after his family, the town was.
Yeah.
But it didn't last long, did it?
No, sadly canceled after one season. And Garner was so annoyed.
He had the character killed off in the finale.
Right, only to immediately pop up as the character's identical twin brother seeking revenge in the very same episode. It's brilliant, in a way.
That's amazing. That sort of creative protest. And despite being short-lived, Nichols gained a real cult following later.
It did, and he clearly loved Westerns, despite his critiques. He was proud of Streets of Laredo, the Lonesome Dove sequel.
Yeah, he finally got to play Woodrow Call, a role he'd missed out on in the original because of health issues.
So the genre was important, even if he sometimes played against type within it, like in Skin Game.
Skin Game. That sounds like a wild one. Playing a con man who sells his black partner, played by Louis Gossett Jr., into slavery, only to help him escape and run the scam again.
Exactly. Using humor, but tackling something as serious as racism head-on for the time, it was quite provocative.
It shows how entertainment back then could actually engage with pretty complex social issues, even within a genre format.
Definitely. So when you look at the whole picture...
He wasn't just a charming leading man. He was smart about the business, principled, honest, maybe even a bit stubborn sometimes.
I think that's fair. He navigated Hollywood very much on his own terms, fought his battles, owned his choices, left behind an incredible body of work, and a reputation for real integrity.
A long, respected career, built on talent, but also clearly on that personal conviction.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for listening to Pop Flashback.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next one.
And we'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your favorite James Garner role, movie or TV? And why does that particular performance stick with you?
Great question. Looking forward to reading those.
Catch you next time.
Bye for now.